Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Albums and Memories, where I talk about two albums at a time in my albums collection. I talk about the memories it gave me. Now today we're going to talk about U2's How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb and Eminem's Curtain Call. Yeah, yeah, two totally different albums. And so let me see which one I should talk. I should probably talk about this one first, since I think I got it first. Um, no, yeah, pretty much. So, the only reason I got this album is because I was really, really, really into the first song, Vertigo, and then everything else might have been just filler. Like, I remember buying this on a Saturday afternoon, and I'm like, okay, I bought this along with a Gorillaz DVD. I bought it at HMV, that DVD I don't have anymore, but I still have this. And I remember like being like totally rocking out to the first track, which is Vertigo. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. And then when the second track hits, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be kind of boring. And then it's like I was kind of okay with the rest of the album. This was back when I was in grade 9. I was okay with the rest of the album. I'm like, okay, this is fine, this is good, this is good. And I'm like, okay, this is fine. And then about a year, about like 5 months later, I ended up listening to it again, and I really, really liked the rest of this album to the point where I actually do, like, anytime I actually listen to this album, I skip the first track, mostly because I pretty much overplayed it, the Vertigo, but I pretty much, for the most part, anytime I listen to this, which is every once in a while, I skip over Vertigo and just go into the rest of it. Like, I really like the rest of the album because I remember it just gives me so much memories of just being like in high school, being one of the few high school students who listens to U2. And I remember like walking around just having the song All Because of You like in my head, just in the sunny day, just in my head, just All Because of You. And it's just like like just singing, muttering to myself, humming to myself anytime like there was a sunny day for grade 9 or 10. Anytime there was a sunny day, I just hummed that song. But yeah, I remember just like I also remember wanting to like play the entire album on bass. On this guy here, I just wanted to play the entire album on this guy here. I only know Vertigo by heart. Not much else. Like I tried to play Miracle Drug, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm just gonna play American Idiot on bass instead. Story for another time. But um, yeah, I actually still do like this album. Like this was before people started not liking U2, and yeah, I wonder if this probably would hold up. I haven't listened to this in like a few years, but no wait, I've listened to this in like 2 or 3 years. But I remember listening to it and I'm like, okay, this is actually pretty good. I do enjoy this album, and I was like, yeah, I'll just go for it. This is actually going to be real good to listen to. And I remember just not much else. It's just that I just enjoy listening to it a lot, and if you uh yeah, this is so far the only U2 album I have, and it's kind of buried in here, but whatever. It's still an underrated album, even though I only did buy it originally for the one song. So yeah, that's pretty much how it was. And the other album I actually have is Eminem's Curtain Call. Now, a few years ago, um, there was a top 11 or 10 worst Eminem songs, and it was the Rap Critic and Muse, and the first thought, he summed it up like when it got to the number one worst Eminem song, the Muse actually said, okay, so he wants to buy an Eminem album, but he doesn't know what to buy, which is kind of untrue because I wanted to get the Eminem show, but Curtain Call was really new. It would have been true, but for me, but Curtain Call was new, and I wanted to get it. I completely forgot about the Eminem show because Joy for Rebellion. Yeah, this I actually bought this a, a couple of months after I got Joy for Rebellion. So yeah, so where was I? The Muse reviewer is like, okay, so he doesn't know which Eminem to get, so he decides to play it safe and get Curtain Call. And I got this on my birthday in grade 9. Like, I had the money. My mom and I got out of Saturday school. My mom and my sisters went to my aunt and uncle's apartment. They dropped me off at the mall beside it. I knew where to go, and then it was like, okay, I just want to get this at Sunrise Records here. So it's like, okay, so I bought this album on my birthday, and he's like, and the very first song before the real Slim Shady or Stan or Sing from the Moment is a song called Fack. Oh God. And I didn't listen to this until like the next like Sunday afternoon because like we got home late on Saturday and we got home late on Saturday and I didn't get to listen to it until the next day, next Sunday morning. So there was that, and yeah, I remember hearing Fact for the first time. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I couldn't comprehend it because I was in grade 9. I'm like, yes, I got an Eminem CD. That's how I was. I got an Eminem CD. I was like, okay, fine. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fine. So I remember my like before I go any further, I want to go back to like the day before. I bought this album. I went back to my aunt and uncle's apartment, and I showed my uncle this, and he's like, "Wait, you're 14? They actually allowed you to like buy that despite the parental advisory sticker." I'm like, "Yeah, they didn't say anything. I don't think they care." Like coming back to it, I don't think they cared. But yeah, I just listened to this CD over and over again, and it comes with like 2 CDs, like the greatest hits and the extra footage or the Stan's mixtape thing. And man, this brings me back memories. So yeah, I just remember like it was. Yeah, I just remember like listening to it constantly, but I remember like the song "Fact" because it just sticks up in my mind. I'm like, because even back then I was like, this is a weird song. Do you think he would perform it on stage and everybody would be singing along with like like, shove a hamster in your ass, and it's like everybody's repeating him, and it's like, would they do? Would he do that? Would that happen? Would that happen? Would it? I'm like, okay, would it happen or wouldn't it? Because that would be strange, and that people, even Eminem doesn't even like the song. It's like, yeah, this song is it's like, oh my god. Eminem doesn't perform this song, so I wouldn't know. But if he did, it's like, yeah, I want to see how this is gonna turn out. I want to see what would happen. I want to see what would happen if he actually like. Man, if only like I wonder if it's online. I wonder if it's online if he performed this song live. And I remember like one day during the winter, me and 2 other friends were discussing Eminem, and it was like, did you hear this? Oh, I got Eminem's curtain. I was like, oh yeah, I heard that. You ever heard the song "Fack"? It's like, yeah. It's like, oh my god, that is just a stupid song. Like, yeah, like yeah, it is stupid. And they just kept discussing. I'm like, yeah, this is a really stupid song. But yeah, I remember like while we're on the subject of memories, I remember listening to this a lot, and I remember like listening to this while I was playing a friend's copy of Metal Gear Solid 3 for PS2. Wait, no, not that. I remember playing Gran Turismo 4. I remember playing Gran Turismo 4. That's pretty much it. I remember playing Gran Turismo 4 for the PS2. A car game which I didn't play that much because my dad got me Burnout 3, one of the fastest games during that generation, and Need for Speed Underground 2, which is not fast, but one of the coolest games of the that around that time. And then he buys me Gran Turismo 4, which is like, oh, after you bought me those last 2 racing games, it's like, nothing can compare. I'm sorry, nothing can compare. It's still a good game, and I tried to play it for like a couple of hours. Like, I'm gonna play Burnout 3 while listening to it. Well, I remember listening to this while I was playing Gran Turismo 4 for the first time because my dad bought. Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, my dad bought me Gran Turismo 4 on my birthday. same day as this. Like, he bought me this. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this. I haven't played Gran Turismo before, and I did try to play the game. It's just I was like, it's good. It's a good game. It's a good simulator game, but it's not for me. I still have it. It's pretty much kind of collecting dust after, like, the last two driving games he bought me. But yeah, it's been a while since I've spun this because I've bought a couple of more albums by Eminem, and I'm looking at the like pile right now, and another Eminem album is coming. So yeah, it's kind of fitting. But yeah, looking at pretty much looking at this entire thing with like, yeah, I have. My God, I actually have a few like songs on other CDs. So like, I'll listen to the. I'm not much of a greatest hits person, to be perfectly honest. I prefer listening to an entire original studio album and just hearing the hits. Like, well, hell, sometimes whenever I listen to an entire album, I don't even listen to the. I skip over the hits and get to anything else. Like, again, with U2 lately, like for the last few times, I skip over Vertigo and just go for the rest of the album. And it's like, yeah, same with here. That's why I kind of don't go back to this a lot, except with the Stan's mixtape, which I haven't listened to since I put the CD back in here because um, I have a CD case and there's only so much I can put in, so I have to put it back in the CD cases. So yeah, sorry about that. It's just that it happens. But yeah, I I liked it at the time. Um, I liked the CD at the time. I just don't think I can go back to it because I have other Eminem albums, and I just you know would rather listen to other tracks. Not to say that the hits are bad. It's just that I would rather like listen to the other tracks. Because I don't want to be that type of person. And so if you are the type of person, fine, but that's what MP3s and iTunes are for. So that's it for another episode of Albums and Memories. I'm just going to put this here, and I will see you all another time. Thank you.